Hello everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thanks so much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. We're going to take a quick look at KuCoin, kind of see what's going on here, of course. And we don't really going to bother looking at Bitcoin because I'm going to make a separate video for that altogether. But I can tell you that Bitcoin is trending right around 43,400, kind of having trouble breaking 43.5. And let's say it can go 44 or 46,000 soon. We are not going to be bullish at all. Okay, so just kind of throwing it out there. You've checked my other video out from yesterday or the one I'm going to have out here soon today from Bitcoin if you want to know more about that. But we'll focus on KuCoin. Before we do, not a financial advisor. I love teaching people how to trade, right? So if you are new to the channel, just recognize that and also understand I do this every day for a living. This is my day job. I truly love teaching people how to trade. And with that, I have a trading community as well as a trading academy I'm rolling out with month end. That'll be available in our membership section within our website. We're rolling out with too. So bringing up, getting a lot of, up-to-date scenarios, so to speak, for you to make sure you can stay abreast and hopefully learn a thing or two. So I hope to learn and teach you, obviously, a little bit later. So let's go ahead and take a look at this here. First of all, with KuCoin, one-day chart, kind of see what's going on here. We are well above and below both moving averages, okay? But it's kind of coming to a head. We might see the 50 work its way down, which is essentially a good sign because oftentimes that leads to a scenario where the price will inevitably become over the 50, right? I know there's a death cross scenario too, but that is more important on Bitcoin, which it wasn't even a big deal recently, honestly. The price didn't do much with that death cross, which is good. We like to see that. It's just kind of reiterates the fact that Bitcoin's closer to its bottom, right? I think it just needs to spend a little bit more time there before we see an increase. The same thing happens here with KuCoin too. It's getting close to its bottom as well, I can feel. And just the simple fact of the matter is, with it being close to its bottom, we have only room for growth from here, right? But the key takeaway here is we also have a major resistance level that's working pretty strong at 48 cents. Okay, so it's tried to break that for about 5 days now. And technically, it didn't truly test the last couple of days, but it's staying below and it's working as a resistance. So once we break that plane, it'll be very helpful. But we can see that also that 50 in the RSI is a major resistance level too. Okay, now that's not exactly synonymous with 48 cents. It's more so probably closer to 54. But the key takeaway here is that we've got a resistance channel that's going to take a little while to break through. And interestingly enough, it's concurrent with Bitcoin having a resistance channel between 44 and 46,000. Okay, so you got to understand that most altcoins are reliant on Bitcoin's success. KuCoin is no exception, and the main reason why, and I know I get a lot of questions about this, is the main reason for KuCoin being synonymous with Bitcoin right now isn't because it did very well on its own before. Yes, it did extremely well October through November, which Bitcoin was doing poorly. It's just that it hit its highest point and couldn't go any further, and it had to sell off, and now it's synonymous with Bitcoin. A lot of coins that get too high too fast eventually align themselves with Bitcoin because of the fact that it's just one of those scenarios where they flew too close to the sun is the way I like to put it, right? It just kind of burned off and it has to kind of relax and calm down. But the good news is we're building a strong base here. If you look at the volume profile, you can see a tremendous amount of volume starting to accumulate right here at about 55 cents. Now that's good in a lot of ways. We can also see a secondary, or I guess more so tertiary, but we do see about 46, 47 cents as another foundation of support. But keep this in mind, with 55 cents being a strong volume accumulation, that's a resistance level, and that reiterates this resistance channel, okay? So again, that's another reason why we just need more time before the price will break out, because without a strong volume base, there's literally nowhere else to go except for down, okay? And if we kind of take a look at the volume, all the volume for KuCoin is way back here in the 18 to 20 cent range before it took off. So it's kind of, it's establishing itself now. It's in the discovery phase, only on the downside, if that makes sense, because it came up too quick. That's why a lot of coins, and people kind of get surprised by this. Why does a coin that did so well do so poor for so long? Well, what goes up must come down, right? And the longer, the faster it goes up, then the longer it's going to take to recover. So you're better off, honestly, investing in other coins right now that are having their top, they're testing their all-time high, than you are investing in a coin like this. Granted, don't get me wrong, KuCoin has tremendous potential. I do see $1, $2, possibly even $3 in the future. Of course, that's absolutely relevant. I think this year we'll see that even still. But it doesn't mean that you're going to 2x your coin if you invest in this right now. It's going to take a little while before it recovers. And it's the exact same scenario with Bitcoin, and I'm trying to drive that home. I hope you understand that. I have nothing against this coin. It's just kind of the cold hard facts, right? All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the 4 hour and kind of see what's going on. We are back up over the 50-day SMA. This is a very good sign. We haven't seen this in a while. And last time we saw it, we saw some really good stuff. Now, granted, Bitcoin was making higher highs and higher lows at that time. And right now, tentatively, Bitcoin is doing the same thing, only in the shorter, very short-term time frame. The 1 hour time frame, I think. But if you look at the 4 hour, it's not. So truth be told, KuCoin did very well previously. It bounced off key level supports, and it did really well when Bitcoin was doing well. Big surprise, right? Bitcoin's doing kind of average right now, so KuCoin is too. Okay. So again, unless we see some pretty awesome stuff from Bitcoin in the near future, KuCoin's going to be kind of stuck on stupid, just like Bitcoin. That's just my way to describe it. But being up over the 50-day SMA is extremely important. Okay, that's a good consideration, good thing to know, and that could imply that we might see a push to the upside. But I don't by any means recommend you just take a day trade right now and expect it to go up and break the key level resistances. There's a lot of resistance between 49 cents or 48 and 54. Okay, and again, that volume profile 55 cents isn't great, right? We need a lot more to happen before we can get out of the clear here. Okay, so again, just telling you how it is. There's some positive silver lining is that we're up over 50 on the RSI. That is extremely tentative for the moment, but that is still a relevant fact. We also had a MACD convergence as well that just occurred at 1 a.m. today. Okay, that was roughly 12 hours ago. So again, some good stuff, but is it, official and awesome? Not exactly. Let's take a look at the 1 hour and see if we have any confirmation. Now this is both good and bad. Good in the sense that the price is up over the cloud. We got the lagging span free of clear of any price action, the conversion line over the baseline. The only thing I don't love is the fact that it's already kind of writing out this potential support level in the cloud on the 1 hour. So oftentimes when you see a price break above the cloud and then come right back down into the cloud, it can be problematic. Just basically means that it's losing momentum, losing steam. And if we take a look at TD sequential too, we can see we are kind of on the downswing. We come up to a 6 and we're now effectively resetting and potentially retracing. This is also synonymous with Bitcoin. Bitcoin's done poorly over the last 2 hours. So, again, there's a lot of things to consider, but, same thing applies. Bitcoin's doing poor, so will KuCoin too. Okay, so again, all these little things that we factor in, we're overall, I would say, more adverse than positive. It's important to understand we're above some key level resistances on the moving averages, but by no means are we at over any key level resistances on the price action, right? The volume profile is still above. We got a strong resistance at between 48 and 54 cents. So unless we can get a decent amount of volume, a strong volume accumulation over the next few hours, which isn't really happening, the volume is actually fairly low for KuCoin right now. And it makes sense because there's still uncertainty in the market. People are not sure about Bitcoin dropping its bottom or not. Okay, so just keep that in mind. There's a lot of factors kind of influencing KuCoin at this point. Yes, it's a good coin. Doesn't mean it's not good if it's running synonymous with Bitcoin. Okay, try to get that out of your head. I get that question a lot. Like, hey, is KuCoin no longer valuable because of how it's performing? Not at all. You can have some amazing coins that are just extremely undervalued based on the simple fact that they got overextended for too long, and that's exactly what happened with KuCoin. So I guess get that out of your head. Cro's still a good project. It's still a very good deal, and to me, anything under 50 cents is extremely good value. Okay, I'm actually happy to see the price in this range because it's just a better opportunity to add to your position. So here's something to consider. If we were to just say lose the bottom for Bitcoin, right? What's the worst case for Cro? Well, there's a couple of worst cases, just to kind of throw it out there. We could see a potential, the price come all the way down to about 33. You can see there's a decent amount of support here at 33 from before. And then of course, Fibonacci retracement tells us about 29. Will that happen? I don't think so. It's 43 to 48 cents seems to be a pretty strong little channel. The price is having trouble going below that, but it's still a very strong likelihood. It could very well come down. Okay. So again, just to kind of throw it out there, worst case scenario, if the price continues to progress lower, your dollar cost average targets would be 43 cents, and I would say 33 cents. I know that's a big gap, but in the range of 43 to 33 would be a good place to consider dollar cost averaging. I would say even right now is perfectly fine. Just don't get ahead of yourself. Bitcoin sells off on Monday or next week sometime, which I still think is kind of likely, then we could very well see the bottom drop out of KuCoin as well if Bitcoin loses its 40,500 strong foundational base right now. Okay, so just bear that in mind. Again, try not to get too ecstatic or overexcited that we have a green day from KuCoin yesterday. That's all well and good. But there's a lot of resistance in place, and there's no real reason to take a position unless you're dollar cost averaging. All right. Hopefully I drove that home, and I'm sorry I continue to repeat myself. I just try to make sure that we reiterate best practice, and it is best practice to be cautious and cautiously optimistic, but also real with the facts, and most of the facts here are bearish. There's just no other way around it. So I hope you learned something here today. If so, comment below. If not, consider joining my community where we can all learn and grow together. I have a trading academy, again, rolling out a month in. It's going to be awesome. Be on the lookout for that. I hope you have a great rest of your day. We'll see you in the next one.